Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Tuesday, June the 18th, 2024, and I would like to welcome you all to This is Just a Thought with Stephen Cornegay. Hope everyone is enjoying their Tuesday or will enjoy their Tuesday. Day late, as always. Beginning of the work week, the beginning of the work week is here. Back to work we go, or back to work we went. Hey, it was a lovely weekend for me. I gotta say, I hope you guys enjoyed your Father's Day Sunday. Got a little time to yourself, if that was it, or you could just spend time with your family. Whatever the case may be, I hope you guys enjoyed your Father's Day. I didn't do too much. I just relaxed. I told you I was not getting on anyone's grill, and I did not. I promised you, and I did not get on anyone's grill. Wasn't in the cards, wasn't on my itinerary. Just wasn't. Hey, before I go any further, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. A lot of interesting topics I will be talking about, giving you my thought, input, insight. Hey, I hate for you guys to miss out. So hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon too, man. That way you'll most definitely get notified when I drop these podcasts. Just will. All right, let's move along here. Hey, today's word of the day, conflate, which means to confuse or to bring together. Conflate. Man, the weather here in North Carolina, the heat. Can't beat the heat. Ain't no way, no how. Man, temps remain in the upper 90s with today with a real feel of 98. Man. And of course, later on this week, the official start of summer is Thursday. We're already, we are already just sweltering, and we haven't even got to the official start of the summer. Man. And if you're thinking, hey, maybe there's a little relief in sight somewhere down the line, nope, 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 nope. Because the weekend is going to be even hotter. Temps are once again going to be in those upper 90s, but by the weekend, the end of the weekend, it's going to be in the hundreds with the heat index also, or over 100. Man, showers are supposed to come in Monday, possibly, but temps are still gonna be in the 90s. Man, that heat. So like, hey, if you're out and about and you have to be outside, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Wear that sunscreen. Put something on your head. Recognize and understand the signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. It's real big this time of year. They keep saying that weather related deaths are the highest cause of death in this country. The heat is one. It can be hurricanes, tornadoes, or snowstorm, or whatever, what have you, or flooding, but it's the heat. That heat will take you up out of here, and it will. It doesn't take long for you to realize and recognize once you step outside those doors, whoa, wait a minute, because it hits you like a ton of bricks. So yeah, if you got to be out, man, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Wear that sunscreen. Put something on top of your dome piece also, and just limit your time out. I mean, if you have to work outside, it's understandable, but still try to get you some sort of relief somewhere, somehow. Hydrate, hydrate, man. I can't emphasize that enough. Drink that water and those sports drinks. Now that what I found odd, I don't know. I don't know. They're always coming up with some new finding, and what I've noticed and what I've heard and seen is they're saying that Gatorade, of course, that's the old go-to as far as getting those electrolytes and whatever, what have you in your body. But now they're saying Pedialyte. I always thought Pedialyte was for kids, but apparently It does the same thing for adults. So they're urging folks to, hey, if you can't get that water, get you some Pedialyte into you, get those electrons and all that nourishment you needed back in there. Of course, from after for being out in the heat. Pedialyte. You never know. Stranger things have happened. I guess stranger things have happened. Like I said, I always thought it was for kids. I was always told with my kids, if they have an upset stomach or diarrhea or whatever, what have you, give them Pedialyte. Room tip. Apparently, working in retail, I'm seeing more and more adults buying this Pedialyte, and I'm saying to myself, well, good Lord. But I mean, if it works, it works. Apparently, it does because it's recommended, highly recommended by doctors. Guess that's the new going thing now. Well, all right. We have a new NBA champion has been crowned. Your new reigning, defending 2024 NBA champions are the Boston Celtics. They defeated the Dallas Mavericks 106-88 last night, and they looked pretty good doing it. That's like I told you guys when I ended Saturday. Hey, the series was pretty much over. Let's just be honest with each other. They were up 3-0, and last Thursday, Dallas came back and won a game at home, and that was just going to force it to go up to Boston, and that's where Boston closed it out. They closed it out last night, 106-88. Jaylen Brown was crowned the Finals MVP. No surprise. He's been putting in that work. He just has. Jason Tatum showed up 2 games in a row. The verdict's still out. The jury's still out on him for me. I guess he's one of those quiet assassins. He doesn't move with too much flash because he had a triple last night. Double-digit scoring, double-digit rebounds, and double-digit assists. So, hey, maybe Jason Tatum is that dude. Who knows? Who knows? But Jaylen Brown, either way, was crowned the Finals MVP. And, with Brown and Tatum, they're saying, hey, this new duo, are they it? Are they going to just electrify and take Boston to the next level, a continuous of a dynasty? Yada, 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 rah, 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 shish, bah, bah. You know how that goes. Every time there's a new winner or a new group of people or personnel that look good, they're the it thing. They're the new whatever. We'll see how that goes. This will make the Boston Celtics 18th championship in franchise history, I believe they said. Hey, that's Boston. They have one more than the Lakers. Didn't know that. I think that goes back to those good old days between Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. Okay, we all remember it. Well, I can't say we all remember that, but we've all seen the highlights and the footages of those old rivalries, and those were some good games. And those were 2 top premier basketball players. So it probably goes back to that. So Boston has 18 and LA has 17. LA's looking for a new coach, by the way, as they should have been doing the entire time. I don't know what that Ham was doing. I just don't. I mean, maybe he was just there as a figurehead, and the players were running the squad. It showed because they looked horrible all season. But yeah, hats off to the Boston Celtics. I had to eat my words, and I've eaten my words. Because like I told you guys, I had Dallas Mavericks taking it all. I just knew that Kyrie Irving and Luka were going to put in that work. Luka, wow, you can tell he's hurt. Tell he's banged up. You just can't. I really thought that, just like many others, I was thinking to myself, well, if Luka's hurt, he's not performing like he should, surely Kyrie Irving will take over. And he never really did. Maybe that Boston crowd, because you got to remember, that's where he played at. He played at in Boston. Maybe that Boston crowd did get under his skin and in his head a little bit, because they were booing him every time he touched the ball. And he admitted it after game 1 or 2, whatever, that it was getting to him. Maybe that Boston crowd really did their job, did their work, and helped their franchise to win the 18th NBA championship of their franchise history. Because Kyrie Irving, wow, he didn't look so tough. He didn't do so tough. He flopped for all intents and purposes. Thought it was going to be Jason Tatum. Whether it was Tatum or Irving, who cares? They both played at Duke. Yeah. So you know I don't care. No, I could care less. Right? Like I said, hats off to the Boston Celtics. Maybe they are that premier team. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Enjoy your championship, fellas. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Maybe the Lakers will be back next year. Highly unlikely. Another thing that came out of LA, and I don't mean to, slight the Celtics, but another thing that came out of LA, not so sure if this was one of those little internet rumor crap stories that comes out, but this piece I was looking at, the piece I read, said they were trying to get rid of Anthony Davis. Surprise, surprise, surprise. If that's the case, guy should have never brought him in. Hell, he was injury prone when he came in. That goes back to just like I said a few moments ago, folks. I don't know about the coaching. It seems like the players were coaching themselves. What is that old saying about the inmates running the prison, the mental patients running the asylum? That's what it appears. That's what you get. Nothing. It's chaos. And that showed. So, yeah, maybe the LA Lakers are shopping around trying to get rid of Anthony Davis. I don't know who would want to pick him up. I'm not slighting Anthony Davis. Hey, he's a great ball player. He's a phenomenal asset to anybody's team when he's healthy. And that ain't much. That ain't much, man. That guy stubs his toe, he's out. Brill bones. But yeah, if that's true, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with the Lakers. Yeah, but once again, hats off to the Boston Celtics. Good job, good series. It was a good series. They did lead it. They dominated that series. They just did. That finals run, they dominated. They just did. They just did. All right, let's move along here, man. Hey, looks like uh, the Boeing CEO is expected to be on Capitol Hill to answer some questions and get an earful, I'm quite sure, as to what is going on with his company's planes, the jets. Damn things are falling apart. They just are. Now, this congressional inquiry is coming on the heels of, I believe, sometime yesterday or maybe late last week or on in the weekend, whatever case may be, a whistleblower has popped up on the scene. So a whistleblower has came out and he or she has spilled the beans, saying that he and others were told to use parts that should have been thrown out or destroyed. So they were putting these parts back on these damn planes. The whistleblower is telling the tale. He's letting it be known. Now we all remember that door that flew off mid-flight a few months ago, and it's been linked back and traced back to a bolt that was worn down. Should have never been put up there. I wonder if that's one of the parts this guy was talking about here. Quite possibly. Because, it seems like every other day we're hearing reports of these planes of these jets, and not just these jets, but these planes in general having problems. If they're not experiencing some mechanical or engine problems or failures, they're damn near running into each other on runways. And that's it. They're attributing that to the fact that the airline industry is experiencing a shortage in air traffic controllers. So, you got planes that aren't being maintenance correctly. You got the airline industry as a whole is short as it relates to air traffic controllers, kind of makes you wonder. Well, it don't kind of make you wonder. It makes you wonder, is flying a viable option now? I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just asking the question. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you're still going to fly. I'm kind of hesitant. I got to be honest with you. I never was a big fan of flying anyway. It just never felt right to me. That's me. I ain't no B.A. Baracus. If you know the A team, you know B.A. Baracus, Mr. T. You know Mr. T. B.A. Baracus. I ain't getting on no plane. I gotta say, I see why. I mean, looking at you're hearing these stories of planes having problems mid-flights, doors flying off, and family members having to hold on to their kids after their shirts have been ripped off. Can understand why OBA didn't want to get on a damn plane now, can't you? I know I can. But yeah, this whistleblower has spilled the beans, and now the CEO of Boeing has to go up on Capitol Hill and explain. I wonder how he's going to explain this away. Now he's already, of course, they released the traditional, pretty much standard statement whenever these accidents or incidents happen, and how they're working vigorously, yada yada yada, rah rah rah, shish boom bah, to correct the problem, whatever, what have you. But these problems keep coming up. They keep arising. I think you guys, and that's the airline industry on a whole, you got a lot of problems. You got a lot of things you need to work on. You need to work out. Starting with the maintenance of these planes and hiring some more air traffic controllers. Because I swear, it seems like every week there are at least two incidents of those planes almost hitting each other on the runway. Either one is taking off or one is landing. It's an experience of those air traffic controllers. It's showing. You're rushing them through. You're rushing them through, and they're making mistakes. I would hate for there to be some catastrophic mistake before some changes are made. I just would. We have Boeing CEOs on Capitol Hill. Good luck with that, homie. Yeah, you need to answer some questions, man. That incident a few months ago with that damn door coming off mid-flight like that, and you can see those folks there terrified for their life. Their life is literally hanging in the balance, and it was. Let's be honest with each other, it was. Can you imagine being that high up and the door flies off? Or being that high up, the door flies off, and you're trying to hold on to your son who's about to get sucked out after his shirt has been ripped from his body. Yeah, he got some answers. And I don't think that whistleblower needs to be shut up. I think he needs to continue to hoop and holler, whatever the case may be, until he gets it out there. And it's known what they are doing. Because if you're using worn old parts that should be destroyed or, well, thrown away, and you're telling him and others to put them on, use them, we're seeing the end result, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. All right, let's move along, man. Hey, and on the presidential campaign trail, the buffoonery continues. It continues. It just does. Now, President Biden was in California this past weekend at a fundraiser with Hollywood celebrities and former President Barack Obama. Of course, we talked about the economy, the jobs, infrastructure, everything he's done, yada, 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 rah, 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 shish, boom, bah. But one topic that caught my ear, and it caught the ear of many others, that he said, the statement that he made, which is true, it is factual, that if Donald Trump by some chance does win the presidential election, he can bring in two new chief justices to the Supreme Court. Of course, if President Biden is reelected, he can bring in two new chief justices to the Supreme Court. So essentially, he was sounding an alarm that if you guys don't get out and vote for him, President Trump is going to bring in some new chief justices that are going to make it even more difficult for the situations that we have or cases that are coming before the Supreme Court right now. You got women's reproductive rights. You got immigration. Got a bevy of things that are going before the Supreme Court. So, and if President Trump is reelected and he gets two more conservative justices on that Supreme Court, it's a wrap. It's a wash. For all intents and purposes, it's over with. Done. A lot of folks are going to have their rights taken away. They're feared. So they want to make sure. He wanted to make sure he got that point across that, hey, go vote. Don't let President Trump back in there. Mm, mm, mm. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. Certainly something to think about before you go to those polls. Where do you stand? Speaking of the Supreme Court, why, what in the world is going on with Justice Clarence Thomas and I forgot the other guy's name. It escapes me. The other gentleman, he's caught flack for flying a flag that was used by protesters at 9/11 at his home, and then flying the flag upside down. And then Clarence Thomas is taking expensive trips and gifts from Republican top GOP campaign contributors. Wow. Well, what's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. I mean, of course, Clarence Chief Justice Thomas has said, hey, I didn't know I couldn't, I thought they were just gifts. Okay. Might find yourself in the hot seat there, buddy. You might want to, before you take anything else, you might want to look into and see if you can actually take it. Because he's been taking some trips in the United States and outside of the United States. Full comp. Paid for. Mm, 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 mm. Buddy, you had to know better than that. Come on, man. You knew better than that. You couldn't do that. Hell, I ain't even in politics, and I know I would be looking like, I can't take that. You can't fly me halfway around the world at no cost to me. And you're a top GOP contributor? Financial contributor? Okay. He didn't know. He didn't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, folks. Let's just do. While Biden was in California, President Trump, this is where the buffoonery comes in, folks. Former President Donald Trump campaigned in Michigan at a couple of events. One event, he was invited to a black church and talked about illegal immigration. That was his focal point. That was his talking point. Illegal immigration and how it affects the African American community. He said that the issue is how these illegal immigrants are taking the jobs away from African Americans. Well, I gotta say, I thought these were the jobs that we didn't want. So illegal immigrants are coming over and they're taking the jobs that black people should have because, which is kind of odd and it doesn't make sense, or does make sense, because what they're saying is the job market for African Americans, it's looking pretty good. How can that be if the illegal immigrants are taking the jobs? Have African Americans somehow, some way found another pathway to better themselves, and they don't have to take these minuscule retail or hotel industry jobs or construction jobs? Because they're saying the numbers are up for African Americans in the job outlook. But former President Trump says, hey, these illegal immigrants are coming over here undocumented and they're taking your jobs, African Americans. African American community, by the way, that he can relate to and who can relate to him, because they all have problems with the judicial system. Okay. If you got to use that, you got to use that. I tell you guys all the time about politics. Hell, politicians, they only come around when they need your vote. But another thing like I said, he was invited to a black church, and before he began to speak, I'm not sure if it was the pastor or someone that was moderating, gave him a hearty thank you and job well done for coming, because as that guy said, that former President Barack Obama and now current President Joey Boy Biden never showed their face at any black church in Michigan, in Detroit. I believe it was in Detroit. Politics. Take the information, do what you want to. See what you want to, or you believe what you want to believe. Politics. Hey, those politicians, they don't miss a beat. They will come a knocking. They will come a knocking when they need some dates. So it appears former President Donald Trump is courting the African American community now also, along with current President Joey Boy Biden. You need them dates. And also, President Biden and former President Trump also, they're courting the brown community also, Hispanics. Wow. You need votes, you need votes. What are you going to do? What are you going to say? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? You go get them damn votes by any and all means necessary. And that is what they are doing. Well, hey, looks like the Russian Naval Brigade has pulled up anchor and left the port of Havana. Might be going to Venezuela next. I guess they're doing a little cruise. You know, I was in the Navy. We did Mediterranean cruises. You know, we would go overseas. We go to different ports, different countries. Maybe that's just what they're doing. They're visiting ports and, well, visiting countries that are communist or socialist. Because Cuba is a communist nation. And Venezuela, they're socialist. So it appears to be what they're doing. So they pulled up anchor sometime yesterday, I believe, and they pulled out of port. They're speculating that they might be going to Venezuela. Yeah, they're still saying there was nothing to worry about. Everything was under control. Calm your nerves. Don't get upset. But I just found it extremely awkward that they were there right after the United States gave the go-ahead for Ukraine to use United States military grade weaponry to fight Russia inside of Russia. Apparently, I wasn't the only one, because there were a lot of other folks that were sounding the alarm too. Hey, so now we know. Now we know. If you have somehow, some way forgotten how close proximity we are to anything getting started in this hemisphere, that right there should have reminded you. Forgot about old Cuba, old communist Cuba down there. Just did. All right, let's go get it. Wow. I haven't really talked about issues here in Durham like that, but of course, you know, there's a lot of issues going on in Durham with the gun violence, the violence, with the school board and the teachers' pay, whatever, what have you. And the city council, there's a proposed budget that they did approve to help with, of course, the funding for the schools as far as teachers' pay. And for essential workers there also, they want to up the pay. So that budget was proposed, and I believe the county commissioner had the final say, and they approved the budget. So it looks like the teachers will be getting some much needed raises. But that comes at the cost of, I believe they said, a 4% tax hike. I really won't dive into the debacle of the funding with the school board that we found out earlier this year, that was running over from last year, as far as the raises, how the raises were distributed, and how they found out that some had got overpaid and some had flat out got paid that should have never got a raise. I won't get into that. I won't get into that. I won't get into that. But that's the reason for that new budget proposal and that 4% tax hike. They had to find money somewhere to offset the money that was lost. But also in this budget, what I really wanted to talk about was there's a proposal that the city council has come up with. They want to create an office of survivor care, and this office of survivor care is for those that are the victims of violent crimes, gun violence in this great town of ours. Now, the plant office would be housed in the Durham's Community Safety Department alongside the HEART. The HEART program, you heard me talk about it sometime last year. It's a new program where Durham sends out unarmed community responders who answer calls for crime and mental health crisis. That's their primary thing, the mental health crisis, because as they say, not every call to 911 needs to be answered by an armed police officer. So they also now want to propose and come up with this survivor program where there's funding and there's a lot of care and outreach for the victims of violent crimes in this city of ours. Office of Survivor Care. Now, apparently it was proposed by community members who proposed the office. They say the Office of Survivor Care introduces another way to respond to crime in Durham that focuses on healing and listening. Now, planners behind the office are still working to determine exactly who it will serve and what the definition of survivor will be. Yeah, is it the survivor, the victim of a violent crime, or is it the survivor that is quite possibly, and it kind of makes sense because as I always say, and as you have always heard, as adults in this world, when you commit a crime or you commit an act, it just doesn't affect you, and what it affects you and those around you that they may not, or flat out haven't participated in what you have done, a violent crime. It could be the perpetrator's family. They now have to deal with it. Not only the victim's family, but the perpetrator's family also have to deal with it. They're a survivor of violent acts. And they may need some help also. Of course. So that's what they're still trying to hammer out. They want to get a clear and concise definition of the term survivor and who they will be helping. Probably got to help both. Honestly, realistically. Now, the goal, they're saying, is, however, is clear. It's to support people who have been victimized by violence, including those who have lost family members, of course. Now, with this proposed idea of starting this program, they've already said, hey, we need this program. It's going to cost at bare minimum $200,000 to get up and running. Okay. 200,000 to get it going, to get it moving, to get it popping. Oh man. Some of the ideas that have been rolled around as far as them actually helping folks is they're saying is services will begin in the following 2 years. So if they get the help, they get the funding, and they can get the approval, they're going to start it in the next 2 years, if not before. Probably need to start it sooner. Durham has a lot of gun violence, a lot. It's like every other day or every day somebody's getting shot. Then somebody's getting killed. Now, with this, some of the things they're talking about that they could quite possibly help folks with that are the survivors, it includes legal help, addressing violent death notifications, providing immediate family care, and giving families of homicide victims up to $5,000 to cover funeral and burial expenses. A lot of money being thrown around here, folks. A lot of money. Now, I ain't knocking this program. I don't want you guys to think I'm doing that, because I'm not. I'm not. I'm really not. But for a city that is always constantly saying They're in a financial crunch. I just told you about that debacle with that school board. I told you earlier this month or this month about the Ben Bay debacle where they gave that guy almost 40,000, or was set to give that guy that that Booker almost 40,000 for R&B singer Monica to perform at Ben Bay, and they found out she didn't have a clue as to what was going on. And he tried to throw it back and say, "Hey, it was her people, it wasn't me." Yada yada yada. Rah, rah, shish, boo, bah. Long short, he now has to pay that money back, 37,000 for a city that is always saying that their funding is off, it's short, they got to go back, they got to ask for this, they got to get that, they got to yada yada yada, rah rah, just boom, bah. I'm not knocking the program because I think it's a great program and it is needed. I've often said there are some programs for survivors of violent acts, and that's one of the things they talked about. They said that hey, those programs are quite oftentimes are ran at a state level, and it's hard for these victims to get access to the funding or the care that they need. Yes, it is. But you're telling me you're going to need 200,000 to get this program off the ground and started at a time where the teachers are in desperate need of raises. The teachers are hurting. They just are. They're educating the youth. We got youth that are out and about doing it ain't even God knows what now. We all know what they're doing. A lot of times we all see what they're doing, committing violent acts. I just think that there's some funding that needs to. I'm not knocking these victims because they certainly do need the help, but I think that money or some of those monies need to go towards some of these programs, more programs for these youth. And I think there needs to be more oversight with these programs when they start doling out these monies. I just do. And I would like to ask or see, or maybe some of you guys that can help me out, can get in the comment section and let me know. With all this money, when we start these programs, who's where's the oversight? How do we know that this money that this taxpayer dollars or federal grant money that's being allocated to these different programs and community-based groups, whatever, what have you, where's the oversight? How do we know how that money is being truthfully spent? Durham doesn't have a strong track record of spending money like they should. And here within the past year or so, there have been a lot of proposals that have came forward and came to the forefront for community outreach programs, and a lot of money has been doled out. But I never hear any oversight. Like I said, I'm not knocking this program. It is needed. I think it's a great program. It is needed. But where's the oversight when we start these programs? Because you never hear anything about it until they have to go back before the city council or the county commissioners and ask for more funding. Or they apply for a federal grant for more funding. I ain't saying the money's supposed to last forever, but there's a lot of money being sold out to these programs in Durham. And then they're turning right back around and asking for more later. Is there any oversight? Just a thought. Don't shoot. Hey, don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. It's just a thought. That's something I ask. And hey, maybe you guys can get in that comment section, like I said, and let me know. How is the oversight? Is there oversight? Is the money just given and then come back when you run out? Just wondering. Just wondering. So yeah, Durham is quite possibly going to come up with this program. They help survivors of these violent crimes and horrible acts. As for right now, as it stands for Durham, the Durham Police Department is saying that there have been 98 people shot so far this year. And that's an increase from 95 from 2022. And an increase from 73 in 2023. 18 people have been killed thus far this year in Durham. 98 people, and we're just midway through the year. So yeah, this program is needed and many more programs are needed. I'm just questioning, the oversight of all this funding, all this money that's going around. Is there oversight? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I should go get on one of those community-based groups, or go to some of these city council meetings and ask some questions. They've been asked before, and never really got a full, clear explanation or answer. So yeah, maybe I should start going to some of these planning board meetings that they have. Find out and go. Can't hurt, can it? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm ready to go and get out of here. I'm going to skip that over. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this new program that Durham is starting, where they want to help these victims, these survivors, I should say, of these violent crimes. I think that there should be. Office of Survivor Care is what it's going to be called, right alongside with the HEART team. Okay. But yeah, get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, is this a good program? Yeah. And the funding, how is it going to be overseen? Is it money just going to be given and they're left to do whatever until they run out and then come back and ask for some more? And also get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about former President Donald Trump and his statements that he made at that black church in Detroit, where he told them, hey, illegal immigration is ruining your community. They're taking your jobs. Are they? I don't think so. I really don't. At least not the ones you're talking about. I ain't saying that black folks don't want to do it. But we all know the end game. We all know the purpose of one of the things that was found out was flat out, let's just be honest with each other, lower pay versus hiring a citizen where you have to pay them more. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think about that. Was President Trump right? Are the illegal immigrants taking the jobs away from African Americans? And also let me know what you guys think about this thing President Joe Biden said when he talked about, hey, if you guys allow President Trump back in there, he's going to put 2 more conservative chief justices in there. Would you rather have 2 more conservative chief justices or 2 more liberal chief justices on the Supreme Court? Hey, it's up to you. It's up to you and me. And also let me know what you think about the Boeing CEO. Should he get hammered? Yeah, he should. We got some questions to answer, homie. And that whistleblower is telling it. He spilled the beans. He's flat out telling what many have suspected and what we found out. Hell, we just found out last month that boat that was holding that door together shouldn't have been up there. So this whistleblower, he ain't lying. You guys have been using bad parts, cutting costs, saving pennies, all the while raising the price to fly. Profit, profit, profit. Bottom line for me. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what you guys think. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go and skedaddle. Hey, and as always, I want to thank you all for lending me your ears this morning. Continue to like, support, share, offer feedback. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the topics I discussed today. It won't hurt me whether yay or nay. I'm pretty thick-skinned. I am pretty thick-skinned. And as always, thank you for listening to This Is Just Like Thought with Stephen Corner Gay. Amen.